Top of the morning, everyone. It is July 13th. Touchstones reading from a child of God and a recovering alcoholic addict. With that hot morning coffee. Hey, let's have a moment of silence for those still out there in pain and suffering, please. Thank you. If I were to begin life again, I should want it as it was. I would only open my eyes a little more. That's from Jules Renard. Spiritual and emotional growth is a process of raising our awareness. Reflecting on our growth as men before this program and after, we see different levels of consciousness. Some of us might say we weren't at all conscious of what it meant to be a man by the time we entered the adult world. Now we are forming an awareness of manhood. We see ourselves more as recovering, caring, strong, vulnerable men in relationships with others. We have an increased sense that our actions make a difference in our lives as sons, fathers, husbands, lovers, and friends. Our increased understanding of ourselves makes it possible to fulfill our potentials for growth. It is not idle fantasy to imagine beginning life again because, in a sense, we have. In recovery, it seems we have begun life again, only with our eyes a little more open. Amen. Help me live this day with all of my awareness. Amazing reading. And like it says at the end of here, in my eyes, and this is me talking, not the book, for the grace of God, me finding God and me finding the program, it is a new life. And that's the way I look at it, because I didn't know this life existed. If you knew me back in my drinking and drugging days, I was pretty hard-headed, pretty narcissistic, pretty wild, and always numb. Now, just the opposite, the 180, the transformation God and the program has done in my life. You know, I am being more responsible. I am being more trustworthy. I'm showing up. I'm being accountable. Gaining responsibility, caring. I think I always did care, but in a different sense, if that makes sense. So, in being aware, and that's what one of the ones that I love. And God has given me this awareness, the peacefulness, the happiness, the joyous, being free. It's just, there's a ton more adjectives I could add in there. But one thing I didn't like in the reading up at top, where it says, reflecting on our growth as men before this program, and I guess it says and after. For me, there is no after, because it's always during, because I cannot end the program of AA. I always have to involve it with my life, be conscious about what it does for me and what God does for me. And if I let one or both of them go, I'll be back drinking and drugging. So I always have to be aware, and I like it. I like to be reminded. And it keeps it on the front forward. That's they say it's a selfish program, because you're worried about yourself, but then you got to give it away. Well, doing these videos, it is selfish because I'm learning. I'm keeping it on the forefront of what I'm trying to do for me. And it's kind of a what is it called? Twofold, because it's helping me and I'm hoping to help somebody else. So, yeah, I'm grateful to be aware of what's going on. And I hope you are too. I love y'all very much. I hope you have a safe and blessed day. Peace.